I'm thinking about this South Carolina situation, right? And I gotta ask you, have you ever felt like the only cow on the farm who knows how the fuck they make hamburgers, right? And you running down the pasture trying to let your folks know exactly what's going on, and they just looking at you, eyes glazed over, just chewing they cud because they don't understand the fate that's about to befall them, but you do. And then all your frustration, you have to at some point just be like, you know what? I don't blame you, right? Because you've been conditioned from your mama to your grandma to your great-grandma, all the way down the line, all these ideas that have been fed into your brain, these beliefs and these prayers that you've been taught to pray that there'll be somebody here to rescue us from all this bullshit, man. There was nobody better than the people who died in that church shooting. Nobody. These was the best among us. I mean, you had everybody, just young, old. I mean, they sitting up there worshiping God the way that we was taught to worship God, through earnesty and truth. And this dude came the fuck in there because he could. Because he saw the Confederate flag waving and felt like, well, shit, black life ain't worth nothing. If it was, they could take that flag down. My whole community will reward me for this. I've been wanting to kill some niggas, and they popped them. Just like that. Killed Big Mama, 87 years old. 87 years old woman. And this is how she meets her demise. And we think that falling to our knees is going to somehow help this situation. Let me tell you, man. In the martial art of Aikido, they say that the most powerful weapon that you could have is an accurate assessment of the situation. No bullshit, no filter, no rose-colored glasses. You take them shits off and you look at the truth the way that it is. Not worse, not better, just the way that it is. And if you can't do that, your life is at peril. And I gotta be honest with you, man. As much as this pains me to say, I have to say it. The reason why them people died is because there wasn't nobody there to save them. God didn't come down from some chariot and strike down this villain. No, man. I know you've been on your knees for a while. I know you've been praying and you've cried unto the Lord for him to hear your plea. But nobody's coming. There will be no Savior. There will be no Messiah. There will be no chariot. There will be no prophet. There will be no chosen one. No fucking aliens. No goddamn Avengers. Nobody is coming to help us. We are it, and we are alone in this unless people join forces with us, period. This is a predator-prey relationship, y'all. And predation is legal under universal law. That's why the first law of self-defense, the first law of the universe is self-defense. If you can't have effective means to deter someone from killing or eating you under universal law, you are as good as dead. That's the truth. That's what we haven't been able to figure out as black folks, because we think that we should just be more good and more loving and more kind. You can't be more good and loving and kind and selfless than we are. We gave this country 310 years of free labor. And not only free labor, but the ability to do with our bodies and our lives and our children's lives what the fuck they wanted. This whole world is so used to us being so accommodating and forgiving and all this extra stuff. Look how it's working out for us. And people say, well, maybe you lost faith, Theo. You know what? I've lost faith in things that don't work. But I'm putting my faith in the human beings and in the human mind. If you want something that's supernatural, look no further than what is between your ears. It is literally superseding the natural. The human being is a self-rescue, problem-solving organism. We were created that way. Notice I said created. I didn't say that there wasn't no God. I didn't say that there wasn't a divine force. I didn't say that there was a non-physical reality. But God is not going to come down and fight your battles for you. If he fights, he will fight through you. But you got to show up to the fight. The good must learn how to fight. The good must learn how to kill without being consumed by fighting or killing. That means that you got to learn how to whoop some ass. You got to learn how to take some life and know the difference between murder and self-defense. Know the difference between revenge and legitimate self-preservation. That's why in martial arts, they teach you the philosophy with that shit. Not just the ability to punch and kick, but how and when not to. They tell you that violence is evil. These people parade the legacy of Dr. King and parade the legacy of Mahatma Gandhi. And by these people, I mean the people that fucking killed them. I mean the people that starved their families and made their legacies null and void. I mean the people that allowed the culture for not 4 little girls in a church on 16th Street Baptist, but 9 people to be murdered. We are not progressing, y'all. That's the accurate assessment of reality that I'm talking about. And they parade nonviolence as, well, this is the morally right. The fuck it is. It's not. Violence is just a force. It's like gravity or electricity. You use it for good, you use it for bad. But destruction is inherent in this universe. Animals are getting eaten. Planets are getting destroyed by asteroids every single fucking day. That's just how it is. You either use it for your good or you're not. That's why they keep winning. This is why we can't get out of this stuff. Because you don't want to take off your rose-colored glasses and look at the world the way the fuck it is, man. I'm not saying that don't be spiritual. I'm not saying that don't be pray. But the problem is that you think that these messages in the Bibles was about the prophecies. They're about you. The whole allegory is not about Jesus, it's about you. The passion is your passion. It's your suffering. Literally, the cross is a metaphor for the 4 elements of matter: fire, earth, air, water. Taking up your cross means when the spirit comes into matter, it takes up a heavy cross. The resurrection is your death. What have you learned in this life? That's what it's all about. They're not talking about anything other than you. A Messiah would only rob us of our full potential. I'm glad ain't nobody coming. We have to figure out a way out of this. And either we get that shit together or we are doomed. Pull your head out your ass and make moves. Peace.